Well, we're actually standing in front of the entrance to the wildlife refuge, currently occupied by the armed militia. You can probably see that truck behind me that's blocking the entrance. Although journalists were allowed to enter inside and check out what's going on at the actual headquarters, but I'll get to that in a second. I do want to describe the atmosphere, which is quite unusual to my perspective, because on one hand you've got the armed militia occupying federal property over here. They are saying that they're planning to stay for a while. They want to quote unquote unwind the whole process of how this land was distributed. They're claiming that it was done illegally. They're saying that in accordance with the U.S. Constitution, this land can't belong to the federal government. It has to be returned to the state, and that's, well, apparently their goal. They're also saying right now that the locals are bringing them supplies, and, well, it seems very peaceful. But on the other hand, since these people are armed, this is federal property, this kind of looks like a standoff, but there's no police. Police haven't actually come here once, and this is the third day that this is happening. The authorities did hold a media conference yesterday in the nearest town. They did kind of ask the militia to leave and go back to their homes and families, but there was no reinforcement behind these orders coming from the authorities, so that makes the situation quite unusual. Also, when it comes to the locals in the nearby town, then they also don't really know how to deal with the situation, because on one hand they're saying that, well, these people, the militia, they do seem friendly, but on the other hand, again, they are armed and they are occupying federal property. So we'll have to see how the situation develops. Like I said, journalists were allowed to enter the property earlier. We were able to see what's going on there, and well, just here's the report that we've prepared from there.
They call themselves patriots and concerned citizens.
We have allowed our federal government to step outside the bounds of the Constitution. They have come down upon the people and are prosecuting them now directly. They are coming down into the states and taking over the land and the resources, putting the people into duress, putting the people into poverty.
Nobody agrees with everything that the federal government does, you know, but the way they're handling this is not the right way.
A tiny rural community in Oregon now at the center of global attention.
Let's take you to Oregon now, where armed protesters have taken over the headquarters of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge.
In rural Oregon, a group of armed militiamen are occupying a government building to protest the federal prosecution of 2 ranchers for arson.
Tonight, an anti-government militia has taken over a federal building in Burns, Oregon.
Did you bring a weapon with you?
You bet I did.
How long are you prepared to stay here for?
I live here.
So we're in a room right now which is being used as a storage facility. You can see some basic food necessities here, not a lot. They are saying that they have more, but these people are still refusing to answer the question about how many exactly are here.
So, how many people are living in here?
This is just some of the equipment normally used by the people who work at this wildlife refuge, but well, so far it's been sitting here untouched because we know from the people who control this territory now that they haven't been in contact with the employees.
There has also been no contact at all so far with the police, who've only organized a news conference in a nearby town. Local schools and the courthouse remain closed, but whether or not the refuge will resume operation remains unclear. Egor Piskunov, RT, reporting from Oregon.